Howdy y'all, you got the Bulldog on the channel. Now, I'm not advocating everybody to go out and do this because I am a trained professional. Not doing this, but I'm a trained professional. This is something we have to do in order to diagnose. This is why I really like being out here where the buffalo rape the chickens, because there's not so much traffic around. I mean, and yeah, there's a tractor, but he's going pretty slow. I am test driving this vehicle because they've got a couple of complaints, but they're really worried about the transmission acting funny. No codes. So I've got a computer hooked up and I'm watching data. Although there's like, 50 points of data and 6 fit on the screen. Yeah, that goes over like a fart in a diving helmet. But I need to get a feel of it and see if I can figure out what they're feeling. And of course I'm blind, so I'm wearing my spectacles and my glasses and holding a phone and holding a computer. All right, we're about to hit asphalt now, so I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm pulled over up here and switching my data a little bit. This is something, again, that you really need the customer with you, because I hear that all the time, and this is their problem also. It's been to the dealer already and has the exact same problems as it did before after spending a few $100s. They got the same transmission complaint and they still got a check engine light. Check engine light has nothing to do with the transmission at all. So what is their complaint on the transmission? They said it feels like it's shifting odd. Broad statement. So you just about have to have the customer with you driving it. Maybe while you're watching data, it's not feasible a lot of times. And the business model that we have right now and the time we have allotted, that's sometimes just not possible. This thing just shut itself off. I'll bet it. Yep, it started. It's one of those. Okay, I'm gonna take off from a dead stop on asphalt and see if I feel anything. Okay, I'm up here under the hood. First and foremost, ensure that they did in fact change this purge valve. They did. I looked at the wiring back here, make sure it wasn't chewed or broken, and then it's not. Lines are hooked up. We're back out for another test drive in the afternoon here. It got so darn hot that I couldn't work, so I went into the house. And the computer I was using before was my brother's. I thought that this was a 2018 and mine's only updated to 2017. Well, actually this is a 2016, so I've got my Virus on it. The complaint about the transmission shifting is what I'm looking at right now. As soon as we got to high gear, it forgot. I think that's probably just a glitch, but we'll turn around, stop, and see. Yeah, as soon as we got down into the lower gears, it decided, oh, I know what I'm doing. Go. Here we go. Shifting. What? Did that when it got to cruising speed. I don't feel anything wrong, but the transmission feels wonky. I don't know how long they've had this. I see a temp tag on it, so I'm guessing they just bought it. So that probably is just how these things feel. So I don't know. I've stepped on it hard. It's kicked down 2 gears. It's very sluggish on the shift, which if you're used to older vehicles or more high performance vehicles, you know, that's not going to feel right. All these vehicles are built for the new customer in mind, and they want them just spongy and floaty. They don't want response or anything. Now I'm betting that if I start using these paddle shifters right here, that it will respond a lot more. But yeah, I'm not going to race their vehicle. I don't even hardly race mine much. Well, I've been able to confirm that the purge valve is working. I don't know if it's sealing completely, but it is working, and this is how I can see. See, we've got the O2 sensors up here, the adaptability, and the voltage of the sensor. I've got the purge valve blocked off right now. It's shut off. And the O2 sensor is switching up and down like it's supposed to. Now, when I turn on the flow, it's going to stay rich because it's purging fuel vapors into the engine. And you can see the adaptive dropped way down because it's not wanting to add more fuel. Now, if I block it off, then it goes back to normal eventually. There we go. Switch, 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 switch. I do need to take some classrooms on some of this stuff because my only expertise is experience. And so that way I only learn from what I see. I was having a hard time. This old computer is not up to date. My brother's, when I plugged it into it, it actually told me what conditions were. Well, this one just says conditions not met, and it won't run a test. Okay, what are the conditions? Like a petulant child. I'm not gonna tell you. Nope. Nope. That's aggravating. Okay, here's something else I want to show you. For years, I showed you on that, Chevy pickup where you had that, threaded deal to screw it on there and had the Schrader valve in it that didn't work, and you had to take the Schrader valve out in order to smoke the system. A lot of them, they'll put the darn deal back there, crammed down in underneath, and you can't get to it to check the evap system. Well, this one here, I got a nervous tick. I scratch. This one here has an old style fuel clip, and you put it right there on the fender so you can just clip right into it to run your test equipment on it. It just, hey, cruel, yeah, this is great. You just clip it right on there, no problem at all, woohoo! And then don't have any programming language in the computer to actually test it. Well, it has its own leak detection monitor. It's always bad. I gotta take this thing, put it up in the air, take the wheel off, back there, take the wheel well out, and dig around in there, and see if they check the chest to anything back there, if anybody has been back there for any reason. This is recent, like days ago. Brand new part. Well, this definitely hasn't been replaced. It all looks pretty dusty to be brand new. This part, maybe. I don't know. Dust on top of it. There's dust on top of that hose there. Flow testing the system now. Our little ball is dropping. If that drops down all the way, then the only thing it can be is that leak detection pump in the back, because I've got that vent plugged off. Now it's bouncing right at the margin. It went below. The system is perfectly sealed. Okay. Now that means the system is perfectly sealed. It means that the purge valve is sealed, the gas cap is sealed. I don't know how much I've talked about this before because my light was on and shining right in your eyes, so I'm redoing it. But the only thing that leaves is the leak detection pump, leak detection monitor that is on the canister back here, that little white thing that I showed you. Is here. Now this is supposed to test the system on its own. There's no way for me to get into the computer system and close this to test everything. So if I pop this, all the vapor in the system is coming out of it because I can't shut it off. So that's how you test these systems, is you get them up and you plug off the vent filter, so that, you know, the entire system pressurizes. And if it pressurizes, then that is bad. If it doesn't pressurize, then you have a leak somewhere. You have to use some deduction because they didn't allow you to electronically close valves here, there, and yonder. I can block the purge valve, but you have to have the engine running to do that. If the engine's not running, it throws out a negative response because conditions aren't met. Now, I was able to check the purge flow and make sure that it was indeed functioning, but I couldn't test that it was sealing itself off. We're going to test the gas cap right now, make sure it's sealing. It's got one of them things but has no gas cap. And he got fuel once and then the light came back on. So we're just gonna toggle that gas cap a little bit and make sure that it comes back down, seals like it's supposed to. You figure it out? No, it has not moved. Coming up. Okay, pull it out. Stop. Coming back down. Below the line. Yeah. Okay. Below the line. Okay. Below the line. One more time. Up. All right, that tests the integrity of that no gas cap, gas cap. How difficult is it just to put a gas cap back on? People, just give us back. Give it back. Okay, it's the next day. Took my boss's vehicle home last night since I got this one apart already. Now, we talked about this, you know, looking kind of new, but it's covered with dust on top. You know, so I was wondering why, what in the world, you know, since this appears to be the problem. Got the receipt. It's on the receipt. They just replaced it. Well, he called over there to our local dealer. And they said, oh, that's unobtainium. You can't get that. Nationwide back order, been on there for months. What about the whole canister? Yep, nationwide back order, 900 of them back. That valve, 500 of them back. But that's a new one. Dealership he had that done at must have a lot of pull to be able to get a new part while everything's on back order. I don't know. I have questions. I was wrong about the prices. The prices were halfway in line. I read the wrong line on the bill. It just was shocking. But I could see that part up there is new. I can tell that it was very recently replaced. This one back here, not so much. I can't tell, and like I say, it had dust on top of it, which is the same amount of dust that was on top of this, and the same amount of dust that was on top of this, and on top of this. It looks identical to everything. You know, this white looks awfully clean, but you know, most of it looks really clean. So maybe they had a bunch of them in stock. I don't know, but I'm putting it back together right now. It doesn't matter because we can't get parts. It's going to go back to the dealer that worked on it last time because supposedly it's under warranty. Hopefully it goes okay. I don't know. I'm just a poor old dumb country boy. It's not great anyway that what they did was they threw every part on it that it could be. Literally, I mean, every electrical component in the evap system, they put on there. Every one. Get tested. Plug that hole back there and it passes its evap test. We toggled that, you know, gas cap thing back there several times and it resealed every time. He got gassed once and the light came back on. But the thing is, if it seals the system, then it has to be that valve back there. If it doesn't seal the system, then you smoke it and find out where it's coming from. Does it come from a cracked line? Does it come from a hose with a hole worn in it? Does it come from the other side of that purge valve because it's not seating? There's a brain up here, guys. Use it. Think about it. Take a little time. Yeah, I know time is money. But time is also reputation by finding out the problem first. I miss diagnoses all the time. That doesn't mean that I just throw stuff at it. Sometimes I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So we'll see how this irons out. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.